gonna just make me kill myself. USC man is freaking ridiculous right now. 21 to
Their
14 and a
defense
half.
is so bad. I should have listened to you. Me and Travis were talking about it last night. Neither of us thought 30 points was enough of a spread. We thought USC, you're ranked sixth, got to be better defensively.
Offense is
And
insane.
yeah,
Well,
the
it
offense
wasn't
is
even the
great.
defense. It was just that I thought they were going to put up like 69 points.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're going to give up like 50 points because they fucking suck.
That's what we were talking about earlier. I was like, USC cannot cover to fucking save our lives. I remember Arizona State last year. I bet Dwayne, because he works at Arizona State. The guy that doesn't have a hand.
Yeah, we got that with the nub reference.
I bet him because the spread was like 27 points against Arizona State, and we won by like 26 points. I was fucking furious. The USC does not cover, and I knew that, and I hoped our defense would be better, but here we are, same old story from last year. We got middle linebacker from Oklahoma State is a freaking stud. D tackle from Georgia is a stud. Corner, we got all trained. We revamped the whole fucking defense again 2 years in a row, and Alex Grinch magically didn't get fired. So he's our fucking DC. That guy's a moron. Guy, actually, I know you guys don't like this word, so I'm not going to drop it a lot, but Alex Grinch might be retarded. The worst defensive coordinator in the fucking world. And he didn't get fired last year. It's insane. USC, I was hoping to not be watching the game right now because I thought it's probably going to be halftime when we start recording this damn podcast. USC should be up 35 to freaking 3 probably. And then I can just coast. I can get updates. I don't have to watch the game. And now I have to sit here and watch the game to make sure Lincoln Riley doesn't fuck this up like the Tulane game.
But I hope it goes downhill so quick.
Yeah, at least Caleb Williams looks good though so far.
Yeah, he had one bad drive, but I mean the bomb on the fumble was awesome. And then he's leading drives right now. That's good.
He does a lot of running backwards. I've noticed watching him, which it pays off sometimes, but that's a very dangerous move.
Yep.
Very Kyler, like Oklahoma Kyler.
He took a sack before halftime.
Yeah, you guys got down to like the 2.
Yeah. That's the one I'm talking about. If he would have thrown that ball away, the punter would have had plenty of room, could have bombed it. Maybe they don't score that touchdown at the end of the half. But he was trying to be Superman, tries to step up in the pocket, and then gets buried by 2 guys. I mean, it's very Kyler Murray. It's home run or strikeout pretty much, right? It's who's that fucking guy I'm thinking of? Not Judge, but there's a guy that's like he either hits bombs or he fucking strikes out. He led the league in strikeouts for forever. It's just drawing blanks right now. Adam Dunn, that's who it is. Yes, thank you.
The big donkey.
We had the Guardians had a guy in their system for a while. Bobby Bradley, I think it was. He was literally home run or strikeout. It was a ridiculous stat.
And then years ago, when it was still the Indians, we had Russell Branyan, who was the exact same thing. It was either home run or strikeout.
Yep.
Bobby Bradley plays for the team that plays against the Savannah Bananas now.
Nice.
the pink and black team.
Yeah, he was once like the number 4 prospect in baseball.
Hell yeah. Just since we're talking about USC, that's what I jumped up a minute ago because I looked like he came down with that long ball and then he freaking dropped it.
Yeah.
Does USC have a backup quarterback?
Yeah, Miller Moss was a 4-star. They told him to transfer.
Does it make you worried? Like you guys are not the greatest with Caleb Williams. Like going forward, like Caleb Williams isn't going to be there next year.
I mean, that's everybody. I mean, I was worried about that when I was a kid when Matt Leinart was gone, but then Mark Sanchez comes in. I mean, Lincoln did the thing over and over again at Oklahoma with good quarterbacks. I guess just twice, but no, we got a 5-star freshman that I'm excited about.
Oh, okay.
He's our 3rd string right now. And we just got the 2026 number 1 overall recruit. So I think he's a sophomore right now in high school. He just committed to USC. So I guess that's the future right there. Malachi Nelson is the guy, and then Julian something, the sophomore. I try not to follow kids too much on social media, but his name's Julian. I know. I think we're about to punt it right now. Fucking A, dude. USC. The thing that kills me about USC right now, last year and then right now, is It's such a roller coaster because you have the explosiveness and the amazingness that is Caleb Williams that scores a shit ton of points, and then you have the super low of the defense that just gives up rushing yards after rushing yards and fucking oh thank God.
Well, as long as Caleb Williams throws 2 more touchdowns, so I at least hit one of my bets, I'll be fine because I'm counting out the parlay I had because USC is not going to cover 30. So
They might wear him down and just have a big quarter though.
Yeah.
they could, but I was so pissed this morning though with the UFC fights. I hit 4 out of 5. The one that I missed was a split decision loss that was close, but should have probably went the other way. Like the entire crowd was booing at the decision. That was the only one I lost. I would have won like another $30 on that one.
That's the worst. I didn't realize the UFC fights. What was what like 9
They were
a.m.
in
this morning?
Yeah, they were in Singapore. Yeah.
I saw that way later. I saw the Korean zombie walk out. That was fucking sick.
It was. He got knocked the fuck out.
I didn't see. I just saw the walkout. I didn't see the knockout.
It was a really good fight, 2 rounds, and then like you could tell like he was not going to beat Max Holloway, and he came out like balls to the wall in the 3rd round, like rushing, hit a few good shots, and then he just got fucking decked in the face and like out cold, like limp fell to the ground, and it was over, and then he retired.
Yeah, I saw that he retired. That sucks. I feel like he's been around for forever. Him and like Cowboy Cerrone, I feel like have been around since I started watching UFC. I think.
Well, Cerrone's been retired. He's
Cowboys
now.
Yeah, he's officially retired as of like 2 years ago, something like that.
Yeah,
I remember watching
something like that. And he's
was
in the
it
Hall
the
of
Connor
Fame,
fight?
and he's juiced up now.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah,
Everyone needs to be on steroids. Fuck yes. USC's
All right,
about
so
to
how
score.
what's the plan for the show? I know I saw you started the recording, which is
we're already in the show.
You guys
Chris.
can see that? Yeah, no, we were having a good conversation, and I feel like we have great conversations, and then I always stop us and like, okay, let's start recording now. So I just started recording because we were just having a good conversation. So
okay,
what's up,
I
Valiants?
saw it. I didn't know. Yeah, there you go.
Welcome to another Dumb Sports Empire. We'll get away from a format and just dudes talking ball. That's the best. That's the best podcast.
Talking balls.
Oof.
Lance Armstrong, what's up?
Another rushing touchdown. That's not good for Chris's bet.
Was it the backup?
No, it was Austin Jones again. Damn, you bet the backup running back to score, and the starters got.
I thought they would be up by like 30 points.
That's actually good.
You have a shitty school as your favorite team.
It's okay. We have the most Heismans and a shitload of natties. So I was planning on starting the show with an ode to a childhood hero of mine, a guy I spent many fake sick days from school going home and watching. But rest in peace to the legend Bob Barker. He hit 99 years old, so he went just under without going over, which is just so perfect for him. Bob Barker, I'm gonna do one more. The Price is Wrong, bitch, just for Bob Barker. What a legend we lost. I mean, he's 99. Him and Betty White didn't get to 100, but I'm just sad.
I didn't realize. Dan said it in our other group chat earlier. I didn't realize that he was that old. I mean, obviously you knew he was old, but I didn't realize he was 99.
I would have guessed late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, like you said, man, so many days homesick where that was like the only thing on, just watching The Price is Right. And you see all the clips of like people that were on it, like Aaron Paul.
Yeah,
like,
that was funny.
On The Price is Right is always a good one.
Mm-hmm. In honor of Bob Barker, I will be getting spayed and neutered. Maybe not now. I think we're gonna have another kid, but I will be getting spayed and neutered in honor of Bob Barker. I will have that in my memory when I'm getting my nuts cut off in the near future. So rest in peace, Bob.
You're gonna continue. Just keep going for broke until you have a boy. Just keep having kids.
I'm gonna have 12 fucking kids before I have a boy.
17 girls. That's because you have to. It's because you have to be able to penetrate further than 2 inches into the vagina to have a boy.
One of my buddies was like, to have a boy, you have to make your wife orgasm. I was like, we're never gonna have a fucking boy. You make your wife come, you're gay. That's just law right there.
You're gonna have a WNBA roster here soon. You're gonna be drafting your kids in our fantasy league.
Speaking of WNBA,
Yeah.
how is the playoffs going? How are the playoffs going right now?
The playoffs are fucked. It's week 1 of the playoffs. I was down 100 points to Hal last time I looked at it.
And we were looking at our rosters yesterday. I forgot to set my roster.
Thank
So I
God.
had multiple girls on the bench throughout the week. I could be crushing you right now.
Thank God. I'm down 71 points going into tomorrow, and I have all my people going, and he has one person not going. So I need that. Why don't you bench a couple people?
What about the 2-9 team that's up 107 points on
Are you
one of the top
really?
teams in the league? Yeah.
If you win this league after going 2-9,
I hope this is an old take exposed.
I'm gonna kill myself. This WNBA thing was a joke and it was funny. When I was winning, it was even funnier. Now that my team just fucking went ice cold, it's not funny anymore. I think we just have to. I don't know if we were talking about the punishment being going to a WNBA finals game. It's sitting courtside, so we'll have to see whoever finishes last. We'll see if they're going to do it, or we have to offer an alternative or something. Like they have to do the one chip challenge through their butthole or something.
Part of me would be okay with losing to Willie, like if he made a big comeback, just so that I could beat you for the third time, Alec.
Chris's only 2 wins are against me, and it's so fucking embarrassing because he was 0-7 up till a few weeks ago, and then beat me somehow, and then 2 weeks go by. I beat Hal and Willie, who are the good people in the fucking league, and then I go play Chris again and I lose again, and now I'm gonna lose first round playoffs to Hal. Loads of fun. You should get punished just for your 2-9 record. This gets so stupid.
You should get punished for being the 2 in that record.
Yeah.
I deserve to be punished.
Listen, I drafted my entire team while I was driving, only picking girls that I said I would have sex with. Okay. So for me to win, this is pretty fucking big.
Now it's paying off.
I fucked up our fantasy football draft. I should have only drafted NFL players I'd fuck.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Who would be
Jimmy Garoppolo,
Jimmy G would be the
Christian
1-1.
McCaffrey.
Why all white people, Chris?
Darren Waller.
Okay. Juju Smith-Schuster.
No, Chris doesn't fuck Juju's.
Oh, Jesus. Good Nazi joke right there. I love it. Who else is on the all fuckable NFL team? I feel like Antonio Brown was, but now he's just a weirdo.
I'm going through my team right now. Not Trevor Lawrence. Mm-mm.
No,
he looks like an avatar.
Trent Williams probably.
He'd fuck you.
Jalen Carter. God, USC's defense fucking sucks. We should hire Jack Del Rio as our defensive coordinator. He played at USC.
Hire OJ as your running backs coach. Oh, dude, Joe Burrows. How do we forget Joe Burrows?
Oh yeah, Joe
Fuck Joe Burrow.
All right, dude. I just typed in best looking NFL players, and there's a ranker list for it. Saquon Barkley. He's a good looking dude.
Those quads would destroy you.
Yeah, he would crush your head with his thighs.
He could go all night on those thighs.
Wow, this took a turn that you sent the list of what we were going to talk about, and most fuckable NFL players was not on that list.
You set the standard with the most fuckable WNBA players. Somehow you left Brittany Griner off your list, but
yeah, darn. That shirtless video of her playing basketball in the pool, I don't know how that didn't get me.
Who said something about James Strauss? Oh, you changed your name to James Strauss? Blowing up the chat. I'm so excited to have him back. He what was it, last week maybe? In the preseason, he started watching games and he started doing it again. I was like, fuck yes, it's football season, baby.
It's his preseason too.
It's his preseason. He's got to warm up for this shit. Fuck yes.
Imagine if he just comes out though, if San Jose State comes back, just mid-season form, just fucking rails USC with a what happened.
That would be just so terrible. I don't even want to think about that. I'd probably have to quit my job and move to another state, start a new podcast.
Kill yourself.
I would tie a bunch of weights around my feet and jump off the Santa Monica Pier.
Just cannonball off the Golden Gate Bridge so that water shoots up your asshole. It'd be like reverse shitting your pants since you shit your pants so much.
Heck yeah. I'd
Do
be
you think it would
throwing
shoot up
my...
so quick it would have to come back out and he would shit himself?
No, it'd shit through his mouth.
An enema?
Yeah, all my organs would come out of my mouth. That's what they
pretty
say.
sick.
I watched this guy survive jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge, and he does these freaking TikToks or YouTube videos or whatever. And
I just saw him on TikTok too.
yeah, he's got a weird face. He's got like a bunch of freckles and stuff.
Yep.
But
Okay,
yeah, no.
that's a bold take. I mean, I didn't know freckles made you a
Dude,
weird
he has
face.
his fucking nose.
Dude, he's ugly as fuck. He probably had a good reason to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
He survived though, so I mean, God wasn't done with him yet. You know what I'm saying?
God did.
Free out the whole ocean.
Football, baby. Football's back. Trey Lance to the Cowboys was, I don't know, not surprising. It was surprising that it was the Cowboys, but it wasn't surprising that he was going to get traded. What did you guys think about the Trey Lance move yesterday?
What did they get, a 4th round pick for him?
Yeah.
You know what's wild?
The surprising part
is they got a 4th round pick for him, and the Browns traded Josh Dobbs, and we got a 5th round pick. So, like, how bad does that make Trey Lance? Like, you only got 1 pick ahead of a lifelong and expected to always be just a backup quarterback. You were the number 3 pick.
I'd probably take Josh Dobbs right now because he's
100%.
smart. He had a good arm.
Yeah.
I liked him when he was a Steeler.
And the alopecia makes him look like a badass. So
yeah, the Steelers like alopecia with Ryan Shazier and Josh
He's
Dobbs.
also super smart.
Yeah, he's a fucking rocket scientist, literally.
Yeah. It would be awesome if Houston would have picked him up.
Oh yeah, good one. No, so I saw the picks that the Dolphins got from the Niners to move up to that 3 spot in that draft. They used to draft Jalen Waddle. They sent one to the Chiefs for Tyreek Hill. They sent one to the Broncos for Bradley Chubb, and then they drafted a guy named Channing Tindall. I don't even know who that guy is, but Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb for Trey Lance, who's going to go be a 3rd-string quarterback in Dallas. I think that was the surprising part, was that he wasn't going to be the backup. Like, Cooper Rush is still going to be the backup. Trey Lance is going for an opportunity at a third spot. That doesn't. Why would you even want to leave San Francisco if you're just going to be a 3 still?
That was one of the reasons I was surprised that we traded Dobbs. Like, he's a good, I don't know, 3rd guy. He's smart enough to run a pretty good scout team, I feel like. And I don't know, Kellen Mond hasn't really done anything to like make me think he is anyone of an NFL quarterback, but he's just one of Stefanski's guys from Minnesota.
I saw that the Browns weren't even thinking about it until the Cardinals picked up a phone and offered, a 5th for Josh Dobbs. Like you said, it's pretty good.
You can't say no. You can't say no to that.
No, they weren't even thinking about it until the Cardinals called. Cardinals are on a fucking fire sale. They're already tanking for Caleb Williams, and the season hasn't even started yet. Like, they got rid of Isaiah Simmons, who was a 7th overall pick, I think.
And he went for a 7th round pick.
I know, it's freaking nuts, dude. That's crazy. At that point, like, why even? Who's been good in the 7th rounder? Like, Brock Purdy had a great rookie season, but like, you're just getting 7th round picks. It's like, why? You know? The fact that they could have had Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, and Channing Tindall all for freaking Trey Lance is bonkers.
Best 7th round picks in history. Julian Edelman.
Who was a 6th rounder? Was the receiver for the Saints for a long time that was really good? Marcus Colston.
Yeah,
he was a 7th.
He was a 7th.
Yeah, he was number 2 on this list. Fitzpatrick was drafted in 2005. That's crazy.
fucking turnover.
Donald Driver.
Oh, Donald Driver was good for a while, yeah.
Jamal Anderson.
Brock Purdy's better than all of them.
Shannon Sharp. Bo
Shaden Sharp
Jackson.
probably. Why did Bo Jackson
How
go
the
in the
fuck was
7th?
Bo Jackson?
The draft was a lot more rounds back then, and I think it was wasn't it that? How did that happen? Because he originally got drafted by the
he got
Raiders, and he
drafted by
said
the
he wouldn't play
Bucks.
with them, or the
Yeah, he
Bucks.
said
That's
he wouldn't play. Went to play baseball, then got drafted again, which makes you realize that the Bucks really got fucked on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he should be
I think he got
the
drafted
Bucks
number 1 overall
property
by the Bucks.
still.
Yeah, I think there's rules in place now where like that type of shit can't happen, but
I think
I know
Eli
what
Manning
Eli
was the
did.
last one. Yeah, Eli said he wouldn't play for the Chargers, so they straight up traded him for Phillip Rivers to the Giants.
That kind of worked out at least.
Yeah, there's rumors that Caleb Williams will stay into the USC, depending on who the number 1 pick is going to be. I mean, CJ Stroud, it was rumored that he was going to do that too, but I don't think.
I'll go 9-3 again.
If you look at, I saw this today and I wanted to talk about it. So NIL money projected for this year. Caleb Williams is projected to make 2.6 through NIL this year. He's got deals with United Airlines, Beats, a couple other things. So he's projected to make 2.9 million or 2.6 million. In the Joe Burrow's base salary for this year is $1 million. Trevor Lawrence's base salary for this year is $940,000. So of course they got massive signing bonuses when they signed their rookie deals. I think Joe Burrow got a $24 million signing bonus and 36 guaranteed, I want to say. So aside from a signing bonus, Caleb Williams is going to make 3 times as much as Joe Burrow this year. And Arch Manning's going to make 2.9 million. And Travis Hunter from Colorado is supposed to make 1.5 million.
I mean, they also have their own like sponsorships, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like Joe Burrow is probably getting the bag from Nike.
Mm-hmm.
And he's body armor now too. So I mean, that's how most of those rookies make their money their first few years in the league is off mega sponsorships.
Yeah, 100%. But now maybe some players, I think we've talked about this before on the podcast, too. Maybe some players aren't going to be in a rush to get to the NFL if they're raking in $3 million a year. Like you can live off that. Live like
if you're not going to be a for sure first rounder, like what's the point in even leaving early?
Well, that's how I feel about basketball. At least like NFL rookies like see decent playing time. There's a lot of times where if you're not in the top 15 picks in the NBA, you're just not touching the court.
Yeah, if you're not.
Why wouldn't you stay 4 years at a college, get paid like $10 million, ball out in March Madness, become a legend, and then go to the league?
Mm-hmm. Being star athletes in college has to be so freaking sick too. Speaking of college football, did you guys watch the Florida doc? The Untold Story? Don't.
No, I didn't.
Fucking dog shit.
Noted.
They didn't talk about anything that you wanted to know. I think I sent you guys the tweet. Here it is. So missing storylines in Swamp Kings. Cam Newton didn't say shit about him. Carlos Dunlap got a DUI before the 2009 SEC championship game. Didn't say shit about that. Didn't even fucking show Aaron Hernandez's face at all. He was there that whole time. The Pouncey twins were literal gang members when they were there, I think. Didn't talk about that. Urban had a heart attack at the end of his tenure at Florida. Didn't say shit. Riley Cooper wasn't part of the show at all. Urban's wife and kids in Ohio. Life after Tebow. They didn't talk about any of that. The whole thing was a fucking puff piece for Urban Meyer. It made Urban Meyer look like a fucking great guy, great coach. And then Tim Tebow had a big part in it, and everyone loves Tebow anyway. But it was just so disappointing. They left so much out of that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to really expound on the story.
They could have. I mean, the Urban probably got final cut and everything, but they could have gone balls to the wall on every story. There could be a documentary on Aaron Hernandez. Could be a documentary on the Pouncey twins. I mean, show's crazy.
Was it Untold that did this one?
Yeah, that and the Johnny Manziel doc.
That's surprising that it wasn't that good. Then I mean, I wasn't too impressed with the Johnny Manziel documentary, but the Monte Te'o one was like must watch.
Yeah. The Johnny Manziel doc reminded me so much of Blue Mountain State, how he was freaking partying his ass off, getting money for autographs and shit. I just thought the whole time, I was like, this is exactly Blue Mountain State.
That castle.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
cocaine on boats.
He was doing so much wild shit. Like, it can't even, Like it's like Blue Mountain State. Like you can't even imagine that somebody's actually doing this in real life. Like
Yeah.
he dressed up in disguise, wore a fake mustache and a wig so he could party in Vegas. Like
the night before a game.
The night before a Browns game. Yeah. The fucking money phone thing will always crack me up. He held up that big stack of cash. He's like, "What was that? I can't hear. I got too much fucking money
fucking
in my
ear."
That was in college, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I think it was. And then the hilarious part about that was we all thought he was some rich kid, but they made up the money or that he was a rich kid. They said his family came from like oil money and stuff like that, and it wasn't true at all. His friend just made that shit up. The crazy part is he hasn't been doing shit since then. Like he hasn't had a job. He's just been golfing and drinking with his buddies.
Sounds pretty sick.
Yes, that's like he's living my dream.
God damn. This dude's living his life is one to shit. He does nothing. He just drinks, plays golf with his buddies. Like his life sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking everyone feel bad for Johnny Manziel, the alcoholic that was drinking the whole documentary. No, but the Florida one, I mean, the only parts I really liked, I love Tim Tebow, so hearing from Tebow was cool. Reliving those national championships was cool because I was a big Florida fan back then when USC sucked and Florida was good. Wow. You didn't like Tim Tebow back then?
No, because they beat us. They beat the shit out of us right before Tim Tebow took over. It was when Chris Leak was the quarterback.
Yeah, Chris Leak was fucking. He got the short end of the stick. They made Chris Leak like seem like a bum.
Cam Newton put out a TikTok about it.
That was Cam's thing. He's like, "Hey, I didn't get a ring."
Another passing touchdown for Caleb. So
he threw it to a true freshman, Zachariah Branch. That guy's fucking electric.
I just need another touchdown. No, that bet'll hit. Which I profit boosted that one, so that'll hit for a little bit.
We 21 skunked him, so game's over.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lloyd just ripped off a 12-yard run, so hopefully he gets a score here soon. He played against Caleb Williams in Maryland in high school, so they have a buddy thing going. The Florida doc, I think.
Sorry, watching this just gets me excited for real football, though. Like I can't wait for Ohio State to come on.
Okay, that was unnecessary. The best part of the Florida doc was they used to do workouts at midnight on Friday and Saturday nights because Urban didn't want them going out and partying. So they would like paint their faces and do all kinds of crazy shit, and then they would go work out and fucking scream at each other. That was probably the best part of the doc for me. I just thought that was funny.
Spoilers.
Well, don't watch it anyway. It fucking blows. I'm not for my Travis Howe orgasm score, I'm giving it like 2.7 orgasms. The BS High doc is super crazy. Have you guys watched that one? The Bishop Sycamore one?
I haven't, but I've started to see TikToks of it, and that coach has the craziest eyes I've ever seen.
Yes, I told Ray he's got crazy eyes.
Fucking nuts.
That guy is one of the biggest pieces of shit I've ever like heard of, encountered, like everything like that. He's a con man pretty much, and you'll find out in the doc. I haven't finished it either, but I have seen a ton of TikToks. He's a con man. He cons everybody. He takes like the whole team paintballing, and it's like an $800 bill, and he like leaves them a card, and he's like, if that card doesn't like go through, just call me. And then it obviously doesn't go through, and they start calling like his cameraman, or they DM the cameraman on Instagram, and he was like, don't answer, like we're not going to pay that. And he had kids staying in hotels and wasn't paying for the rooms in the hotels, so these kids are getting kicked out of hotel rooms. The day or the week before they were going to play IMG Academy, that dude had a bunch of 21 and 22-year-olds like start practicing with them so they could try and look better against IMG on ESPN. So little 21, 22-year-olds playing high school.
So I haven't watched it yet because I read a lot into it, like when it happened, because my high school played them the year that everything like came out, and it wasn't allowed to count as a game for us because they had 20-year-old kids on the roster like at the beginning of the year. So they worded it as like a college prep, which there are like military academies and stuff that get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just wild because they like they were horrible,
mm-hmm.
and like you looked on Rivals and stuff, some of these kids were like 3 and 4 star kids. Like they had legitimate talent, but it was like they had a roster of like 17 guys when they came and played Hoban, and it was just like they had like Hoban had freshmen playing in like the second quarter and just
No, they were
dogging these
bad.
kids.
They said he wasn't a coach. Like they never watched film. Like their practices didn't involve them like running plays. They didn't have a playbook. They said their offensive coordinator got plays from Madden, and then when they were asking
awesome.
about, that's what I would do. I mean, fuck it. They
Yeah, why make your own shit when there's a whole playbook available?
Yeah,
that works.
The guy's such a piece of shit, and the school was around for 3 years, and they had 0 graduates. Like every year, they graduated 0, so no one graduated from the school. They were trying to be IMG Academy, and if you don't know anything about IMG Academy, they're an academy in Florida. They take athletes from all over the country, and they focus on their sport. So the football players go. Their classes are like weightlifting, stretching, and then they do these bullshit little online classes for I mean, just basic credit, I guess. But it's all designed to get you to go D1. So all your classes are centered around. I know he dropped that interception, fucking punk.
Yeah.
All your classes are centered around you just going D1 in your sport. And so there are a bunch of schools trying to be like that. There's one in California that never really got off the ground that was trying to be like that. But
There was one up here.
Yeah, BS High. I mean, it was Bishop Sycamore was the one that was up there. I don't know what part of Ohio.
No, we have a different one.
Spire Academy.
Spire Institute, or Spire Academy.
Oh,
that's where that kid that was like 7'8".
Yeah.
Walk. Yeah.
Wasn't LaMelo Ball gonna go there?
No, he played against them.
Or he played a game there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy. No, I got to finish the BS High doc, but it's fucking crazy. That guy's such a piece of shit. Just a con man, just taking advantage of people. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy forever. What else we got? Steelers, man. Preseason's over. I think there's a couple games going on today, maybe a game or two tomorrow. But a couple weeks ago,
the Browns played earlier.
Did you guys do well?
Lost by 1. Field goal got blocked with a minute left.
Did your starters do well?
Deshaun looked all right. He missed a few passes, but he was moving around the pocket well. Didn't take a sack. Escaped a lot of things. We had like a 4th string running back in for the most part, and he didn't know how to take a handoff. So Deshaun got credited with 2 fumbles, but they were not his fault at all. Defense looked really good again. Schwartz has definitely got them playing way better than Joe Woods could have ever imagined. So I'm excited. We'll see. Obviously, preseason doesn't mean shit. A lot of it's not very many reps, very vanilla offense. But it'll be exciting. I'm just glad that football's back.
Yeah, me too. I keep telling myself I got so excited for every Steelers preseason game because Kenny Pickett was 13 for 15, I think, in the total passes in preseason, 5 touchdown drives. I had to keep telling myself it's just preseason because if the preseason was real life, we'd be in the Super Bowl right now because we are fucking awesome. And you guys better be ready for me to be unbearable this year. Because USC is going to the playoff and we're going to the Super Bowl. So be ready for that shit.
Can't wait.
Mm-hmm. As long as we don't play San Jose State, we'll be fine in the playoff.
Or Cam Rising's going to come back and beat the fuck out of you guys again.
No, he's got to come to the Coliseum this year. He's going to get fucking torched. I hope we score 80 points on them.
They play Thursday.
Yeah, they got Florida. The Utah Florida game was insane last year. I'm hoping it's good this year too. What else we got? Oh, we didn't talk about the blind side. So it turns out that NCAA was right about the blind side.
It makes sense. Like, I mean, I think, I think that a lot of people back then, like the movie was awesome and the story was great, but I think a lot of people were skeptical about it, the whole situation. And so it makes sense for it to come out now that the Tuohys were pieces of shit and we're just completely using him to make money, even though they already had a shitload of money.
Yeah, he owned a bunch of Taco Bells and KFCs too.
Yeah.
The
What? I saw a tweet go viral like right after that came out. They're like, "Do you think they would have took in a young black kid that was really good at coding?" And I'm thinking like, if they were smart, they would have. Hell, that would have paid them way more than
send him to Ole Miss.
a middling NFL contract if the kid would have created Snapchat.
The freaking yeah, the Tuohys are pieces of shit. The Blind Side wasn't a real thing. So it came out. Michael Orr dropped a lawsuit on the Tuohys. I forgot what the lawsuit even was about. He didn't get any money from the Blind Side movie because instead of signing adoption papers after he turned 18, it was like 3 months after he turned 18, they told him they were signing adoption papers, and it was really conservatorship. So he pretty much got Britney Spears into giving them power to make all financial decisions for him. And they used that to make a shitload of money on a $300 million movie, and he didn't see a dime from that. I know he always hated the movie because it made him just look like a fucking idiot, and god damn it, it made him look like an idiot. And he was a star football player before the movie, or before they took him in, and it made it look like he was just a big black kid on the street, and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna be an offensive tackle for us."
Yeah, they made him look like Swatowski from The Longest Yard. Can you teach me to football?
That's exactly what it was. But
Sandra Bullock had to teach him how to block.
I think he was a 4-star before any of that even happened in real life.
I mean, you gotta know something's going on.
Oh, I just got what you said. God about Alec. God, that's a hell of a catch. Holy shit!
Fucking moss that guy.
But like, he had to have some idea that like that's what was happening when he was in high school.
That's just, the thing that kills me. Why would you
know what though? But he's 17 though. I mean, it's hard to. I mean, I don't know. When you're a kid, people say it a lot. Like when you're a kid, you think that all adults are good and they know everything. Even into high school to an extent. So it's like, you don't expect these adults to be full on taking advantage of you. He's a kid. So I think it probably took him a while.
He also made this announcement of the lawsuit the day his book came out. So I thought that was a fun timing.
Yeah.
For him to finally say, like, hey, you guys know that movie you loved years ago? Fake. Read it in my book.
Yep. I kind of want to get his book now just to see his side of it, or see if he's going to embellish.
Dude, what if like all these years you're just like, I'm not a fan of the movie because it makes me look like an idiot. And like you open it up and it's just like a coloring book.
Yeah, it's a pop-up book.
It's one of the books where it has like the numbers and you have to put in that color into the number. But like some of the numbers are backwards.
Sandra Bullock is fucking hot. So Blindside, that was a fun blast from the past. Talk a little baseball. Freaking, I think Hal wrote down, "Are the Angels bad for baseball?" in our notes. I don't think
How do you have two of
the
best? That's because you're an Angels fan and also a piece of shit. But how do you have How do you have two of like generational baseball players and be as bad as you fucking are every year?
It's okay.
Like, we've never gotten to see them in the playoffs.
They'll make the playoffs. We were close this year.
You guys ain't making shit. Now Ohtani can't pitch for the rest of the year.
Yeah, he's still gonna hit though.
And everyone blamed the Angels. He probably shouldn't be hitting either. If he was smart, you're established as what you're gonna get. You're not, don't go out and fuck yourself up more.
Yeah, he's still gonna get.
The Angels are loving this. They're gonna keep him forever.
Yeah, for like $20 million a year instead of $80 million a year. It's gonna be fantastic. I don't think he should ever pitch again. He's torn it twice now. He tore it in 18 and then still went and hit afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't think it really affects hitting or anything like that. But he should shut it down and be like, you know what? I just need to get healthy. It's happened twice. I don't know if I'm ever going to pitch again. I need to get a fucking massive contract. I feel for the guy. Mike Trout fucking was on the IL for 4 months, comes off, and then still doesn't feel right. So he goes back on the IL after one game. Anthony Rendon has never played more than like 25, 30 games for us in a season. Fuck that guy. And it's like we just keep making bad decisions on free agents. Josh Hamilton was a fucking mistake. That guy relapsed and started doing cocaine in the locker room. Fucking morons, dude. So we make these terrible decisions. Oh, Zachariah Branch is so fucking good. Oh, no, Caleb Williams touchdown. We just returned a kick for a touchdown. True freshman, baby.
Well, what the fuck, man? Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
I'm like 30 seconds. I'm like 30 seconds behind.
Okay, well, watch the kick return because the guy houses it.
It's happening right now.
Fucking awesome.
What if something different happened on Chris's screen?
Yeah. Oh, he actually nailed it. He nailed it.
Oh my God, he's running over to James Droz. Oh no.
He's a true fucking freshman. He's just returning kicks. He just had a 30+ yard touchdown.
You guys have a few true freshmen. Looks like are going to be good contributors for you.
Yeah, middle linebacker from Louisiana is a stud in camp. He's been all right this game.
Well, the over already hit, so that's cool.
Fuck yeah. We're 21 points. So we need a couple touchdowns to get the cover.
Yeah, you guys need to build 2 more touchdown lead, and then Caleb Williams to throw for 1 more touchdown.
I think it could happen.
It should. I mean, there's still the entire fourth quarter. They're not going to pull them yet.
Yeah,
because you guys you're only up 21. It's not like you guys are up 40 like you should be.
Yeah, I think we'll have a defensive stop come up here soon. Hopefully.
I think USC will cover though.
30 and
they
a half.
Might. They should.
They should.
They won't.
I mean, they're up 21 now.
I think they will.
And
we
USC
don't cover
is more of the team. USC is more of a team that's built to play for 4 quarters. This San Jose State, they're not built to play against a team like this for 4 full quarters.
Yeah.
You know, these teams, a lot of times they stick with teams like this for a half because, you know, the talent can kind of measure up. But once they start to get tired, they don't have the depth to keep going.
Yeah. Well, that's how my high school game was the other day. It was 14-12 and a half, and they ended up winning 48-12 or something like that. Just absolutely blew them out.
That's because your high school recruits harder than USC does.
Hey, they were playing a Catholic school from PA.
I love all that. I was watching an IMG game right before this. IMG is playing some big Catholic school in Philly, and then one of the big schools out here,
St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah, they're playing St. Joe's, and then St. John Bosco is one of the big ones in Southern California. They beat St. Thomas Aquinas from Florida.
Chris, the live spread on the game is 25.5. So put money on that.
I don't know. Our defense is gonna fucking blow it.
I already bet enough this weekend. I'll bet more next weekend.
Hell yeah. You need to cover your losses by going down hard on a second half cover right here.
Yeah. I think I only bet like the equivalent of like $10 this weekend though. So.
Hell yeah. Did you bet on Wander Franco being a fucking pedophile?
Nice transition into that. No, I did not.
What sports book were you looking at for that one?
That was Jerry Sandusky's sports book.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun when that came out. That came out the same day as what was it? There were 2 big things that happened that day. What was the other one? Fuck, this is gonna kill me.
What day?
The same day the Wander Franco stuff came out, there was another big thing in the news.
I don't remember.
Fuck, man. It was in the sports world too. Any Hoosers. I figured we could finish off going go through the top 25 and see what we think about each team. Maybe not all the teams, but we can or let's just guess our final 4. I'll read off the top 25 and we can just say who's going to make the playoff. We'll each give our own playoff predictions, Heisman predictions, and let's go from there. So we got Georgia 1, obviously, 2 Michigan, 3 Ohio State. I think Ohio State's better than Michigan, but they're all going to ride Michigan because they've beaten you guys twice in a row. 4 Bama, 5 Penn State. It's got 3 Big Tens in the top 5. 4 if you count USC at 6. 7 Florida State, 8 LSU, 9 Washington, 10 Tennessee, 11 Clemson, 12 Notre Dame, 13 Utah, 14 Kansas State, 15 TCU. Fuck it, we don't have to go any further. Final 4 college football playoff predictions. This is the last year of the 4-team playoff. I think next year is the year that it starts the 12-team playoff. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know if I was making that up.
Yeah.
4-team playoff. What do you guys think? Top of your head.
I'll go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Georgia's a lock in just because the SEC East is so weak. They're going to win all those games, even if they lose to Alabama or LSU in the SEC championship. Like they should get into the playoff along with one of them, but I think they're just going to run the table again until they get to the playoff. I have Ohio State in. Shocker there. But the shocking part of it is I have them in as an at-large sort of thing, not winning the Big Ten. I have Penn State winning the Big Ten this year, and then I have Oregon from the whatever you want to call it, the Pac non-existent,
the Pac-4.
The
maybe the Wander
Pac.
Franco. I think the same day was the day that everyone was leaving the Pac-12. Was the day Wander Franco was padding his own 12.
I think that's what it is. I think that's when everything was announced.
Yeah, because there was a lot going on that day.
One destroyed the Pac-12 and the other padded 12s.
Fuck yeah. The you said Georgia, Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon?
Yeah.
You're right about Georgia. Their schedule is so goddamn easy. I think I saw it, and first of all, their out of conference games are ridiculous. They'll win all those 70-0 with their backups. And then like you said, the whole East, they don't play a good SEC team this year until like week 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So even if they lose a game, they'll still go to the SEC championship and probably win that. It all depends. This is going to be an exciting year for me because this is the year where all the blue bloods that are in the top right now have quarterback questions, which is kind of exciting to me. Georgia lost Stetson Bennett this year. Ohio State lost C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, we don't even have our starter announced.
I think it's going to be McCord.
McCord, yeah, because he played with Marvin Harrison Jr.
That's who I think as well, but I know that the news is like each time one pulls away, they have a bad practice the next day, and then the next one like evens it up. So,
yeah, you guys are going to be fine regardless. You guys have the deep enough quarterback room. It's like Alabama one year, the year they beat us in the that opening day game. It was like 52-3. Blake Barnett started that game, was terrible, and then Jalen Hurts took over from there, and I think they went on to go to the national championship game that year. So, I mean, you guys could have a bad game or two, and then they just put in the next guy, and he's fucking unreal. So I'm not even worried about you guys. I think Ohio State makes it. I think they beat Michigan this year. So Georgia, Ohio State. I think Penn State gets into. I like Penn State this year, like you do, Hal. And then
I put a bet in on them last year, right after the national championship game, win the whole thing. Yeah,
yeah. I got them at
I got them at plus 5,000.
God damn!
And now they're up to like plus 2,100.
It's pretty good. My 4th spot, I think the Pac-12 is going to go. I think it's between USC and Washington. I just can't help but feel like Oregon doesn't always fuck it up. And I just can't imagine them winning a national championship. So it's between USC and Washington. We have a tough-ass schedule. The second half of our schedule, we play Oregon at Washington, Notre Dame, UCLA, and then someone else. We have a fucking gauntlet at the end of our schedule. So I wouldn't be shocked if we missed the playoff this year just because we're actually playing good teams this year. Last year, we had an easy-ass schedule. Oh, we got Utah again, too. But yeah, but the second half of our schedule sucks. So I'm not thinking college football playoff, but I want to win the Pac-12. Chris, your top 4 at the end of the season.
Okay, so first, I don't think we're going to have 2 from the same conference this year.
Ooh.
I mean, it's happened like every year. It's happened like 2 from the same conference.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Georgia is a lock, obviously. I think Ohio State gets it done finally again and wins against Michigan and takes it this year. Um, three, I'm going to say a Pac-12 school. I'm leaning towards USC,
Fuck
um,
yes.
just
Fuck
just
yes,
because of
Chris.
just because of the offense. Obviously the defense sucks. They've got a lot of freshmen. I've been watching the game. They've got freshmen highlighted as who to watch,
Mm-hmm.
and you think maybe after a few games they can start to kind of get up to speed and maybe be able to bring this defense to life a little bit. And then fourth, I'm going to say one of the ACC teams, either Clemson or Florida State, just because the ACC is typically so weak.
Mm-hmm.
If one of those teams can go undefeated, there's no reason they don't get in. Or even if they just win one loss or have one loss, win out, and then I think that they can make it in.
Mm-hmm.
I think that a lot of people are tired of seeing two teams from the same conference make it in. So like a non-conference champion. I know I am. Like, yeah, it's cool. Like when you have like a big, like if it's a real close game and another team like Georgia, Alabama, like if it's super
Mm-hmm.
close, the one wins it and then the other still gets in at like the 4 spot. It's fun to see that there might be the potential for them to come back and upset them. But I mean, I get tired of seeing the same teams in it all the time. Aside from Ohio State, I want them to be in it every year. Um, but I don't think we're going to have two conference or double up on the same conference in the playoffs this year.
Chris, you're about to be really happy in like 10 seconds.
Thank you. Am I going to come? Did I just start jerking off?
Yeah, just do it now. Do it to Jerry Rice's son.
Nice.
I think that's why they changed it. You mentioned that people don't like the two from the same conference because one of them is obviously going to be a non-conference winner. I think that's why they changed it up. Next year, it's supposed to be the top 4 are conference winners, and then the next 8 are just best of the rest. So I think that they heard your complaint, and that's why they changed it up.
Truthfully, I was looking at schedules, and then this will be my last point. And then you can go, Travis. I was looking at schedules, and I would have said, as much as I hate to say it because I hate the team, I would have said Notre Dame, but they have a tough schedule this year. They play Ohio State, and then they play you guys as well. Plus, I didn't look fully at the schedule. Those were the two that stood out to me. I don't see them winning. Honestly, I don't see them winning either of those games. So there's no chance you make it in with 2 losses like that. So,
Yeah.
I think you just brought up the point about the 12-team playoff. I would like to see, because you have the 4 big conference winners, and then out of the next 8, I would like to see 2 automatic qualifiers for Power 4 schools now. I would love to see 2 of them go to automatic, just the 2 highest ranked moving forward.
But
Because
that's how it's going to be.
They're just going to keep on weeding those teams out.
Yeah, UCF got up to, I don't know, 3 or 4 before the playoff. Boise State was always ranked like top 5. Cincinnati was ranked top 5 a couple of years ago. So it's going to be that now. It's going to be the top 12 ranked teams. So there's not even going to be a need for automatic bids. But if a Tulane goes undefeated this year and they're like the 5th ranked team, if the new playoff were in, they would have made it, obviously. So I think that's why part of it might have been to get these teams to shut up. Like Cincinnati got screwed out of the playoff 2 years ago, but then they made it, or 3 years ago, then they made it 2 years ago, and they got fucking railed by Bama, I think, in the first round. So it's like, it's gonna make those teams shut up, and more teams are probably gonna get kicked out like that until a Boise State comes around and knocks off an Oklahoma again. That may not happen for a long time though. Well, Heisman's. Obviously, I'm very biased toward this right now. You guys have a Heisman contender on your team.
No, we don't.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
As much as I would love to say it, no wide receiver is ever going to win the Heisman again, just because typically the quarterback that's throwing to him. It's not going to be a 2 quarterback system. Usually it's going to be 1 quarterback. Like say Caleb Williams and one of his receivers goes off. Like say one of his wide receivers puts up, I don't know, 2,000 yards or something like that. Caleb Williams is probably going to throw for 4,000 yards, 4,500 yards, and he's going to win the Heisman. It doesn't matter how good, in my mind, how good of a year the receiver has. The Heisman is the quarterback award for the most part. It's almost never going to go to a non-quarterback anymore. You just don't see it. And as like Marvin Harrison is a freak and should be in the running and most likely will be like in the top 5 of the Heisman this year, but I don't think there's a chance that he wins it.
I think it would have to be a down year for quarterbacks, and then Devontae Smith won it a couple years ago. That was a down year for quarterbacks, and that was COVID year, I think. But if you're on a loaded team like a Bama, like an Ohio State, where every one of your receivers 1 through 10 is a 5-star, they're all fucking incredible. I think if they spread the ball around enough, that quarterback, like Mac Jones that year, he had Jalen Waddle, he had Devontae Smith. I think Henry Ruggs was gone, but I think if they spread the ball around enough, that receiver looks better than that quarterback. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a good point. I don't know how to defeat that point. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. definitely gets invited to the Heisman ceremony.
I mean, the guy is unreal. Not just like the numbers he puts up, like because you can see some receivers like, who I can't even think of the name, but somebody, one of the cornerbacks called him Slant Boy. It was like only one receiver a few years ago, like made all of his yards off of slants. So he's like
Thomas.
Yeah, Michael Thomas. So it's like, and he was a good receiver, but you got a lot of these guys that just get wide open, and it's not really like they're making incredible plays or running great routes. They're just wide open, and they're just running after catch. Marvin Harrison, the way that dude contorts his body is unreal with some of the catches he's made on the sideline and in the end zone. So, like, to me, he is one of, and obviously a homer opinion, but he's one of the best wide receivers I've seen in recent years, just based off of that. You know, to be 6'4", be able to contort your body like that, you're going to go up over almost everybody and make a catch. Like it's just incredible to watch him.
Yeah, I agree. Hal, what do you want to say?
I got one thing that I gotta go. Or I guess it's two things. One, Marvin Harrison's body control is otherworldly. That's what's going to make him excel at the next level. And B, he's the top 3 pick no matter what. I think even if he gets hurt, he's a top 3 pick. I have a very hot take for the Heisman this year. I think we're going to see a non-skill player, but get invited to New York. The left tackle for Notre Dame, Joe Alt, is unreal. He will be a top 5 pick. It would be awesome to see like a big man get love again, like they did with Pace. He's probably going to be one of the best offensive linemen that's come through college in a while this year, statistically.
Yeah.
But other than that, Iowa sucks. Love you guys.
All right, man. See you later. Caleb Williams took his lineman to the Heisman ceremony last year. They didn't like get invited, but he took his whole line to the ceremony. It's kind of cool.
No, that's cool. That is a super hot take that he just laid down, though, because I don't see an offensive lineman ever making it. Just because there's no real stats to go off of to be like you can be as dominant as you want to be, but there's no stats to go off of. Like pancakes, no, they don't really. That's not something they even really get brought up.
0 sacks given up, and I think several people do that every single year, and then people will do it from like fucking Cincinnati and schools that don't.
So it's like,
anybody.
How do you say that one guy's 0 sacks given up is better than another guy's 0 sacks given up? It's just, it's a tough one.
He just dropped that shit on us and then fucking left. What a jackass!
I know.
Obviously, I would love to have.
He had to go wipe his ass after that shitty take.
I hope he listens to this and just gets fucking shit on. Yeah, that was awful. Obviously, I want to see Caleb be the second person ever to win a second Heisman. That would be cool. Marvin Harrison, I think, will be at the ceremony. I agree with you that it's going to be hard as shit. It's going to have to be a down quarterback year for even a running back to win the Heisman ever again, too. It's going to have to be a down year for a running back or down year for quarterbacks all around. You have so many options right now. You got Drake May is supposed to be really good. Sam Hartman from Notre Dame is supposed to be really good. Bo Nix, Michael Penix. There's all kinds of guys that are in passing offenses that are going to put up a shitload of stats.
I know this will piss you off. I hope that Drake May wins it, but I think that Caleb Williams is going to win it. And the reason why is because even though it was before my time, I would still like to see Ohio State being the only team that's ever had a two-time Heisman winner with Archie Griffin. But I think Caleb Williams is, barring injury, obviously I never want any of the top guys to get hurt. He's unreal to watch. Like watching this game, like just a drive ago before the touchdown, he threw a ball over the middle and it just had so much gas on it. Like it was just unreal. And he scrambles around a lot. He's just fun to watch. And to that point as well, USC is going to have to stay on the gas all the time with that offense. So that's just going to allow him to build those numbers and kind of differentiate himself from the rest of the field.
Yeah. And I mean, Lincoln's offense is designed for short throw, stats, and then we start hitting bombs because we have talented receivers. I don't think Drake May's that good. I watched him play a couple times last year, and it was never like, oh my God, like this guy's an NFL quarterback. This guy looks awesome. It was never like that for me. I don't know why. But yeah, no. I think if it's not Caleb Williams, I would want it to be Marvin Harrison just because I loved his dad in the league. I love that all our heroes growing up, now their sons are excelling. And it's like, oh shit, I used to watch his dad play. Now I start feeling old.
I think the only way that Marvin Harrison wins it this year is if whatever quarterback wins for us comes in and then again, hope it doesn't happen, but whatever quarterback comes in gets injured. And since it's such a close competition, the other quarterback comes in and excels as well. And Marvin Harrison puts up 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns or some shit like that.
Oh, they put our backup quarterback in. At least Caleb got his
That's
4
fine.
touchdowns.
Yeah, he got his 4, so I won that bet. And that gets me back all the money I bet this weekend anyway, so that's all that matters.
Nice. Maybe
because I don't think the Hawaii Vanderbilt game is going to happen. It's still on a delay.
Oh, would they lightning delay it?
I don't know. I just saw that it was delayed.
Did you see the pictures of that stadium?
Oh no, it is going on. I'm sorry, it's at halftime and Vanderbilt's only up 7, so I might not win that one because the spread was 17.5.
Okay. The Vanderbilt Stadium's currently under construction, so there's both sideline stands are completed, but the 2 end zone stands aren't completed. So their scoreboard is being held up by 2 cranes right now in the middle of the game because their stadium's just under construction. I'll find it. I'll find it and send it to you. Oregon State only had half their stands last year because their stadium was under construction. So when USC played them, it was on a Thursday night. It was legit just freaking just construction all over the place in one side of stadium. I think that's all I got. You got anything else?
Yeah, I do. I should have added it onto the list, but this is more just between, I guess, us and Travis if he would have stayed on. How do you feel about your fantasy football team after we finally finished our fucking endless draft?
So we did Travis Howe is the commissioner of our fantasy football league. Based on people's schedules and time zones, we've got people in California, Ohio, fucking all over the place, right? We do an untimed draft.
Just you and then Ohio. That's it.
Oh, I thought it was someone else. But okay. So
Mahalik, but he dropped out.
Oh yeah, North Carolina. I got Eckler. Eckler was a stud for me last year. Jonathan Taylor, I picked him up in the second. Massive question mark just because he hasn't. I think he just reported to Colts camp this week. So I was hoping he'd go to the Dolphins because I know he would fucking excel in the Dolphins. DK Metcalf, Drake London's a question mark for me. DeAndre Swift, hopefully he's good. I like my team. The untimed draft was weird, but I liked it for 4 straight days. I got to think about fantasy football. Oh, my pick's coming up. Oh, my pick's coming up. And every other draft I do, and probably every other draft you do, it's oh, we do it in an hour. You get 1 minute to pick, and then it's over. But I kind of like the fact that it was just more drawn out. So I was kind of always thinking about it,
Yeah, I mean, when you put it like that, like I can get that, but there are pros and cons to it. The biggest con is that I'm just impatient and I hate having to wait that long. And that was my thing with Travis too, is like, we've got a couple of guys that are coaches, both high school football and then college football. One
Mhm.
guy is a PA, so he works 12-hour shifts. Um, so like when it's those guys that are up, if like there's a legitimate reason behind like, hey, I can't make my pick right now, it's fine. But if it's like, we're waiting multiple hours for picks to happen because it's
Yeah.
untimed, it's just so annoying, especially if it's like right before you, like the pick before you.
Hmm.
It's like, you're just sitting there, you have your pick dialed up, you know who you want to get, and you're just sitting there waiting and waiting and
Yep.
waiting.
The 3 hour time difference was dumb for me because I think it was the last round. I had the second overall pick. So last round I make my pick and then I'm waiting for the guy that had the first to make his last two picks so I can make my last pick. And I was at work like just refreshing it. I was like, did this motherfucker do it? And he never did. And then so I wake up the next morning and everyone's like, Alec, you Cali lib, make your last pick so we can go. So I'm fucking 3 hours behind everybody. And I work late. I get off at like midnight. So not only did that guy freaking slow me down, I would have had it done the night before. Now I get called freaking all kinds of names because
I
you guys were
forgot
waiting
that
on
you
me.
were on. I forgot that you were on more of like a second shift. I thought you
Yeah.
were on like a full on like third, and that's why when I texted you, I was like, oh, he must have like just gotten home or something. I didn't. I forgot that you were on second shift.
No, yeah. So freaking I don't know, it's just different. I like different. Oh shit. We're about to score. We're gonna hit this. Our backups are about to hit this freaking cover.
I fucking hope so. That'd be sick.
Deuce Robinson, freshman number 19. He's playing baseball for USC too. I think
Oh
he's like
damn.
6'6". He came in as a tight end, but now he's a receiver. I think he's lanky. He looks like Drake London.
Hmm.
He just made a sick catch inside the 5. Um, yeah, no, good shit, man. I'm excited for fantasy football. What is
I'm
your?
just excited for football too. I know like every year I try to go to a Browns away game.
Mhm.
And I think that me, Travis, and then my other buddy Sean, is in our fantasy league, I think we're going to go to the Indy game.
Oh,
We
cool.
play we play in Indianapolis,
Mhm.
like October 22nd. And I'm also thinking about just like myself, just going to Houston alone on
Mhm.
Christmas Eve and going to that game. I feel like that'd be cool.
That would be
My family
awesome.
doesn't. My family doesn't really do anything big. My family's not super close, so like
Yeah.
holidays aren't anything spectacular.
Mhm.
So if I were to go out for that, like it wouldn't be a big deal. So I think
That'd
that'd
be
be
like
pretty fucking cool.
a sweet treat to yourself.
Yeah.
I'm going to October 22nd also. I'm going to Steelers Rams at SoFi, and I haven't been to SoFi yet, so I'm
Oh,
pretty
that'd
excited.
be cool.
Got
That'd
my
be sick.
tickets. I'm going with some old work buddies. That'll be fun.
Nice.
There's a
I know.
casino. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
There's a casino across the parking lot called the Hollywood Park Casino, I think. My one of my buddies who's the Rams fan is he told us to get tickets. There's a tailgate, starts at 9 a.m. Game doesn't start till 1, so we're gonna watch all the 10 a.m. games at the casino. All you can eat, all you can drink, and then we'll fucking have a great time, and then we'll head over to the game after that. So I'm fucking super excited for that.
That would be awesome. I know we play in LA too this year, and I was thinking about that one, but I don't know. I go to California so much to like visit you. It'd be nice to go somewhere different for once.
I know. I want to come visit you next year. I'm still thinking about it. So
You
we just got
should,
to figure out
for
what we're
sure.
gonna
There's
do.
plenty of stuff we could do.
Yeah. Besides fornication.
Exactly. Like we'll make time. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like it takes like 2 minutes for us to finish both like two times. So
The fuck what was I gonna say? Do you like your fantasy football team?
yeah, it's weird is like a lot of years like I'm usually pretty like I'm okay with it. Like I think I did all right.
Hmm.
Like this is one of the first years where I'm like I think I really knocked it out of the park this year. Um, I'll just go down position wise. Like I've got Trevor Lawrence, Derrick Henry again, who killed it for me last year. He's just
Nice.
workhorse, obviously. Miles Sanders, I'm super unsure about at running back. Stephon Diggs was my first pick because I
Nice.
had the 9 overall pick. So that's who I ended up going with. Keenan Allen, I actually already made a roster move because my tight end was marked as questionable. So I dropped Tennessee's tight end and picked up Denver's tight end, that Dulcich, or however you say his name.
Dulcich, I think.
Yeah, he was decent last year. I got Terry McLaurin, who might actually miss the whole year with turf toe, but I've got plenty of backups. I took a chance on Jordan Love as a backup quarterback just in case.
Yeah.
Raheem Mostert, Deontay Foreman, Christian Kirk, Alan Lazard, and then Jacoby Myers. So got a lot of depth. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Your receivers are stacked.
Yeah, I waited so long to draft tight end that I kind of like slacked on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I went real receiver heavy just because we get, obviously it's PPR, and then we get bonus points for like over 40 and over 50-yard receptions. So receivers are
That's true.
real valuable.
I love Keenan Allen. He's one of I try to get him in a lot of my fantasy leagues every year because he's a PPR monster and he's an insane route runner. Up until recently, he was like super healthy for a long time. But no, yeah, fantasy football's back. I've got fucking 4 drafts next week, I think.
Oh my God, this is my only league. I don't have
serious?
another league anymore.
I'm in 5 leagues pretty much every year. It's always one work league, the league that I run for me and some of my coaching buddies. I have another Ohio league with Wentz, Will Spohr, Schmitz. There's a bunch of people in it. McLaughlin's in it.
Another Ohio league, and only one of those people is in Ohio.
There's our.
Or no, I guess McLaughlin's back, but no, I do. So I just do the one fantasy league. I had a big money one that I did for a while, but the kid got tired of running it, so we don't do that one anymore. But I do the one fantasy league, and then I do this Survivor league that one of my buddies told me about. That is like, it's only a $25 entry, but there's so many people in it. It's so big that it's like I think last year first place won like $10,000.
Jesus.
Yeah. I do that, and then I was actually going to tell you if it's still available, send me the information for your pick'em, and I'll do that this year.
Yeah, you just gotta send me your email. That one's cool. It's a
$90. You already have my email.
Oh yeah, I guess I'll just send it to him. That one's cool. That one's just a basic pick'em. It's $90 to buy in. There's like 35 people, so you just have to win 1 week and you get your money back pretty much. And then at the end of the season, I think third place gets their money back. Second place gets like $200, and then I think I won $600. The first year I did it, I won the whole thing. You only have to win one of the 17 weeks to get your money back, which is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I talk about all my picks on the podcast too, so if you need some NFL picks, this is the place for it. Fuck yeah, man. Well, USC is about to give up another touchdown, so I fucking hate our defense.
There goes the spread. So hopefully they can either not give up a touchdown or go back down and score again.
Yeah. I wanted them to cover so bad. They're just not going to do it. Yep, there's a touchdown. Cool, man. Well, thanks for jumping on. I always love talking to you guys.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me
time.
again. It was good to shoot the shit a little bit.
Hell yeah.
And got to do it again soon.
Football's so back.
All right. Fuck Iowa. Love you, buddy.
Fuck Iowa. Love you too, man. Thank you.